Welcome back, everyone. I'm your host today, StarDrago, with our lovely MagicNinja. I guess you can call him 107 or 001. I don't mind. But he is our happy speaker caster today. He'll be our play-by-play. I'm your color. So, a couple things. This is SkyLine, and this is how we like to game. I'm happy to say that welcome everyone to Proving Grounds. This is where the best teams are going to start proving themselves of being the best. It's still Swiss stages. It's only day 2 of Qualifier 1. I believe we have 4 qualifiers coming up, so be prepared for all month-long playing. Oh, sorry, 2 qualifiers. The production's still talking to me here. Gotta say, I'm excited for this. We have some great matches for today.
Yeah.
What would you like to say?
Honestly, though, I'm looking at the matches. We have first up Aspyre versus Underagers. And just looking at these stats from both of the teams, at least on the side of Underagers, their matches 7-1, 7-4, 8-7, and 7-4. Their past 4 matches have all been wins. Only one that they've had really much of a problem with was castled off, but obviously looking like a very strong team. So I'm very excited to see this lineup today.
I couldn't agree more. So we have Underagers and Aspyre, but I've got to say, Underagers having that long-standing. These are kids. They're here to play. They're here to have fun. We're going to see some trippy plays, some interesting things.
Yeah,
but
it's going to be straight out of ranked.
Lineup. Yeah, it's going to be. No, that's what I'm worried
about.
This could be a comp match versus a rank match, and the rank could win just for being like
That'd
small
be crazy,
brain
though.
enough.
Let's be honest. That would be really crazy. I would love to see like a mute get a kill by legitimately sitting there, like just sitting underneath the window, and somebody just doesn't check it, and bang, like that'd be so funny.
We might see a cab interrogation. Just gotta wait.
Oh yeah.
So we'll go on to the map bans next, hopefully, and then we'll hop right into the games.
So everybody's classic favorite map will be played today. Kafe Dostoyevsky. Very much a map that at least I as a caster know. I would hope yeah. And
I've played this game too long to not know it.
You've played this game too long to not know it. But pretty much gonna be a lot of sight lines and things. So I don't know what your predictions for operator bans would be, but I don't think we're gonna see a Mira. Obviously, that's probably gonna be banned. And then my other prediction would be probably Azami, just because of the concrete pancakes.
I've got to say, Sammy's good for upstairs hold, but knowing these guys, I'm gonna say Blackbeard by standard. It's gotta go. He's too overpowered, too strong. And then we might see some more surprising bans in the fact of maybe a Mira if they don't want to play like swing for everything. But we'll just have to wait and see when we get in the match. Knowing these players.
Exactly. Knowing these players, but also you did mention it before, Underagers, it might be a ranked. So we might see, I don't know, especially with the new operator Rouwen being legal tonight. So I don't know if we're gonna see any crazy strats with that. Obviously, we might see a Monty push or 2. It would be interesting if we're gonna see bandit tricks or K tricks or anything like that.
True. I'm hoping to see some really interesting things, such as players just jumping straight into the pit, go for the plant, and just like ying, smoke, flash, everything, and just walk out.
Yeah, but the ying candelas.
Ying candelas, flash everything you can't see. But we'll hopefully go into the match in a second. We'll come back to the cast's beautiful faces. I'm wondering about this lineup. So, as we know, unaged is younger players. It's people who are trying to prove themselves as being the best.
Yeah.
I'm wondering, what do you think about Aspyre? This is Joe, Floofs, Geek.
Ooh,
MK, I believe, is one of the players, and then Lunar. What do you believe? What do you think here?
Lunar, they look just based on their tiers, I would say like probably gold, copper tiers. If I am correct on that. They look like a team that has the ability to not only create disruption, but also Underagers might not have as much of the what do you call it? Experience, maybe a little bit. I could be
Mhm.
incredibly incorrect with that, considering the fact that they 7-1 one of the matches that they played. Underagers did, but the other team looks maybe just a little bit more on the experience and the team play side. Because again, it might be ranked versus actual tournament play, so the strats might be different, and maybe the well-oiled machine that Aspyre is would be able to beat Underagers.
All right. Well, then, I've got to say something. Since we're doing this, I should run a bit more about what Skyline Gaming Community and Proving Grounds is. Because this is your first time coming into Siege, right?
Yeah,
So, he is a
casting
Valorant
this.
caster.
Yes.
Okay. So, with our lovely Valorant cast today, I'm going to explain what Siege Proving Ground is. Well, I guess what Siege is. 5v5, gotta love the tactical gameplay. We've got
Gotta
two
love
teams coming in.
Ubisoft's code. Gotta love Ubisoft's code, attacker, defender.
Spaghetti code, exactly.
Spaghetti code. Yeah.
Again, this is all PC, NA. We have some great teams coming in. So most NA regions can play. This one is specifically who's already signed up. You pay the entry fee, you go in, but now the prize pool is 4K. It's $4,000. That is a lot of money regardless of where you go.
Yeah, that is a lot of money. Especially 4K is a prize pool. Wow. Okay.
And again, this is still counted as just a community event. So remember, there's a second one coming out. Everyone should just hop in and get ready to play. I'm wondering about Underagers, though. They've all paid this in. They've paid their entry fee. And I just looked at the roster list. So we have Soapy. You have Yuki. I'm going to call him Yuki. Marcus Brownlee, Uzi, and Kason. But they have their two subs, some terrifying players a lot of people know the names of. Oh, hold on. We're going to start this match then. We're going to head straight into it.
All right.
Let's hope you guys can pick out the two. I'm not going to say mystery players, top tier players that everyone knows if you've heard of NA.
If you have heard of NA, obviously. So, Kafe Dostoyevsky on the horizon, as I think we're going to get things going, things started. Yep. Ban phase starting now as we speak.
I've got to say, where's your favorite site on Kafe?
It's gotta be the top floor, because sometimes you can splinter cell repel and catch people off guard. Aspyre will get the first ban. They will be banning, I believe. I believe it will be that Ying that's going to be banned.
That's a painful thing to see go.
Maybe.
Looking at Ying's ban completely come in now for the defenders. Blackbeard.
Yeah, Blackbeard, you were right. You were right about Blackbeard there. It's too overpowered. That riot shield is very, very good. Underagers banning the first. Underagers does get the first operator ban for defenders here. So
who are they gonna have? I'm hoping.
I think it's gonna be Valkyrie.
It's a bandit.
I'm gonna say it's Valkyrie. Just because
maybe is what I'm thinking.
Cameras.
You got it. Valkyrie's gone.
Because of the cameras, those extra cameras. Again, Siege is a game about cameras. So with all that, and that was a very quick ban, so it might be. Yeah, might be just a Mira ban. The Azami ban. The Azami will be banned. So
I believe all but Ying. All but Ying were judged
Ying.
ahead of time. Everyone knew it was coming. One thing we have to be careful of now. So Aspyre being on defense top floor, we're going to see the mute castle come out. But the attackers, they can switch their operators due to the 6-pick option.
Yes, they can.
This is where our biggest, danger is going to come in.
Yeah, obviously the preliminary lineups: Twitch, Doki, Ace, Striker, Nomad, and Wamai, Mira, Castle, Aruni, and Mute. Already, I believe it is defenders. Aspyre will immediately take advantage of that of that Mira not being banned, and just a lot of very just preliminary stuff, destroying some things, placing down util as much as you can, placing the mirror windows.
All right, so looking as you're setting up, having that setup come out from Castle, I gotta say, I love Rooney. She's very strong upstairs, especially with that DMR, but I don't believe she's brought it. Oh no, she has. Thank goodness for that.
That is the DMR, and we're gonna see, like you said before, we will see some swaps off. We will see some swaps off. Twitch, Doki, Capitao, Ash, and Nomad will be the first lineup here for the attackers as we get round 1 started.
I've got to say, the fact that for the attacking side they're bringing Twitch and Dokebi means they're planning to hopefully hunt down that mute. They've just got to plan it out correctly now.
Oh, no, yeah, Nomad, that immediate almost start there, very quickly getting onto the roof. The Doki 3-speed right there, just destroying that hatch. Of course, it's just the preliminary work of destroy the hatches as much as you can. Droning as much as possible. Like, Siege is also a game about droning and intel. So one of the things that will be used, and we're going to see it, a quick kill there from Scary. Just
you got the players giving some chat as well, so just be careful with that. Looking at how this match plays out, we know for a fact it's going to be aggressive. The site's set up for anyone pushing. They now know Nomad's dropped. You're going to have to be very careful that she can drop back, or whether she just holds red stairs, which it looks like that's going to be the case. You won't be able to cross Kafe easily.
And there it is. The Aruni and the Castle getting that phone call of doom. And Soapy's going to take out the Mira. So the Mira is down. That is another very strong gun down. Boyo's gun is down. Wamai still there. A little bit worse for the Wear. Castle very much low on health. And now Nomad pinging one. Swapping to the drone and just much the air jab fired there. Soapy aerial right now up on the side, diffuser in hand, doing everything that they can. And now Aruni watching, and the Castle UMP 45 will start to go to work, getting one. Lunar getting KaseN, and Ariel's gonna get Joe, so that is the UMP 45. Ariel getting a double kill right there on the floofs. So it is just down to Lunar in a 3 versus 1.
I've got to say, looking at how this plays, is one man standing, 1v3, 30 seconds left. He's either got to try to stop the plant or they've got to hunt him down. Do they know or do they not? He's just got his eyes tuned on drone, but they knew. They waited for the drop to happen.
Ariel there just doing all the work. Oh, just wasn't even looking in the direction there. Round 2.
That drone was too shiny and new for him. Wasn't what he wanted to see.
Underagers very quickly a first round on the board. And I think we're going to see kind of it's first floor, kitchen cooking service. Tuberau, Castle, Cade, Warden, and Goyo the picks. Tuberau, not exactly an operator that I myself casting has seen a lot of play with. I've heard him been described as the Ubisoft approved version of impact tricking, back when impact tricking was still a thing.
You can still get away with it on some maps, but you are correct. He is the Ubisoft certified version of it, but he's got a lot more utility than that. We probably won't see much of it since the defenders have decided to bring a Monty. Attackers have decided to bring a Monty, having no Monty complete switch. We get to see our first use in any competitive format that wasn't ranked, but they have the defensive version of Aurora, Castle. So this is going to be a weird game of who's going to put up the thing to stop people from getting inside Castle or Aurora.
Yeah, and obviously 2 C4s on the side of the defenders, which means that those defenders don't have a lot in terms of ways to deal with the Monty aside from the melee. Nomad already running to the already at the finish line, the Ace and the Nomad together here. So Raura, for those of you who don't know, she has the Dom panel launcher, which is you can deploy bulletproof panels from a distance, and you can open and close them with one shot. So this the Castle right there, almost seeing the Monty just right there, and we're gonna see it. Yep, the first use of that launcher will be
Cutting
used.
off perfectly into the hallway, but it gets frozen by 2Brow, who swings and gets a beautiful pick onto Ace.
Oh my gosh, the headshot was perfect. The Monty does take a bit of a shot, and the is a lot worse for the wear here. Nomad air jab will go out. And
knows that can open, but she gets the first pick too. That's castle down as well. She just has to go in and push the bakery as quickly as she can.
Exactly.
Monty walking up the service. 2Brow does get a refrag to hopefully make it even. It's now 3v2. 2Brow knows where Aurora is, but she cannot get the shot. Monty's getting pinged in the back, but he cannot shoot that angle. Warden cannot make it. He can maybe shoot a foot, a toe.
He can. He
gets
does.
The down. Diffuser gets down. That's
a quad kill from KaysAwn. It's a quad kill from KaysAwn, and now Ash takes the diffuser. KaysAwn, right there, Ash will get the diffuser planted. So 43 seconds, and it will be EWZY taking out Lunar. And ooh, little bit of the expending the rest of the bullets in the magazine of the pistol there at the end, right there. Round 3 already quickly 2-0.
Underagers know how they want to play this. They're showing that age does not mean experience or maturity. It just means, well, you've been around longer, but we're better. Gotta love to see the plays. Having Goyo, Castle, Fenrir, Warden, and Ella being brought into defense, you bring the attack.
Yeah, you bring the attack. Goyo, Castle, very much a possibility here. So that Goyo, obviously they did get out the any opportunity of using those Goyos last round, which I was very, very surprised about. I think that's maybe what they were trying to go for first, was that Goyo. They did so as well. So if anything, I would think that the attackers might bring a shield operator this time, because there are no C4s in the pocket of Aspyre.
You are correct. The last time the Goyos were burned early by the Twitch, so I'm thinking that the Ella mines will hopefully disturb the Monty enough where they can hopefully swing and get the kill. If not, they're playing really slowly and fast.
Is that a Sens on the attackers?
That is a Sens on the attackers. The attackers bring Ace, Twitch, Sens, Nomad, and Grim, so they're not even planning to wait for it. It is gunfight for gunfight.
It is just get in there and get out, obviously. And Ella, Warden, Fenrir, Castle, and Goyo on the side of the defenders. I mean, they don't even have time. Like, Aspyre is rushing to set up right now. I think that's kind of this tempo that Underagers is playing with. Aspyre doesn't have as much time to set these things up. Because look at that. The Grim's already at the finish line. The Ace is already already there. Sen's already... Again, Sen's already throwing out one of the pieces of utility, and KaysAwn's going to take out Floofs very quickly here. KaysAwn taking another one down. The Warden has fallen, so the Goyo is down. And now the Grim with those bees. Tracking bees very well. Fenrir falls to EWZY. And Joe... no. Scary is downed, but not out. And now Geek is going to start around again, but will get quickly traded out by KaysAwn. KaysAwn just going to work here. Just a lot of that. And KaysAwn getting a 4K. And
I've got to say, looking at that game, that timeout, it might be a bit early, but it might be necessary.
Might be necessary there.
We have to be careful about this.
Yes.
So, from what you can see at that start, you had the 417 on Twitch being used to down and just cause as much havoc as possible. But having the Nomad's primary being used as a killing weapon, I don't see that often at all. I gotta say, what are you looking for? What are you hoping they're talking about now during this timeout? Because they're gonna have to use the full time.
Yeah, they are gonna have to use the full time. I'm hoping that they're gonna talk about just playing their game. They have to. KaysAwn is already at 8 kills, and it is only round 3. I'm not saying go after KaysAwn, but they're going to have to refrag as much as possible, because those picks were not traded out. Whenever you saw the one time that Aspyre started to fire back, KaysAwn quickly traded out, or EWZY traded out. So it's those trades that they are missing, and just doing what they need to do and doing it quickly, because Underagers is legit just rushing right now. Like, they're legit just rushing them, putting as much pressure on the defense as they possibly can.
I gotta say, the aggressive tempo of this, I feel like that Nomad is KaysAwn's comfort pick at this point, but I'm not sure.
Yeah.
We're going to be very careful. The defense deciding to go on the middle floors. Here's the thing. When it comes to me trying to set up the site, I don't do it correctly. Everyone gets upset with me because I reinforce the back walls, I bring a mirror or bring in a Rooney and just open holes completely. The site is open. It's swing or be swung. I don't play it slowly. I don't play it like these guys. They're going upstairs with the extended room. So I'm just wondering what the plan is here.
I don't know what the plan is either, but those bomb sites very much weird. Here's the one thing though. No, I don't know if Underagers or Aspyre will have roamers. I don't exactly think that Aspyre has had a roamer as much, which might be the difference maker.
I think you're right. Most of the first match was very shallow roaming. So
yeah. The Twitch drone.
The Twitch drone.
The Twitch drone almost taking out Lunar as well. A little bit of friendly fire. Maybe going out there. No pun intended. There with that thing. Lunar and Joe have taken about some damage, and now EWZY. The Twitch. Right there. The Rooney Gate.
Be very careful, but the Goyo might go for the gunfight.
He tried.
It looks like they're going to be prepared for this.
Yep, the Twitch drone going in, trying to cause as much havoc, checking everything from ranked. This is ranked versus. I'm wondering if that's also the thing is that during that timeout, I wonder if Aspyre said, Aspire's coach said, "Hey guys, they're playing ranked." But Jen just did that. The drone. The drone will see it, and they will swap the diffuser to the buck. Here comes what I like to call the explosive Raspberry Pi. It won't see him, but now it will, and that Raspberry Pi will start to explode. It won't get the Aruni. They were trying to flush that Aruni out. Now the Aruni just trying to destroy the drone. The drone will be destroyed here. Another Goyo has been burned, and I think that's kind of what Underagers' play is here. Is just burning as much util as they can before entering the site. Be there. Some pre-fire. Flu's taking out Soapy very quickly. So that is one down. Wamai's MPK going to work. Reloads going out. The round slowing down. A little bit of a different pace here. I'm going to take down KaysAayN. KaysAayN is out and runs away from a few flashbangs that will go off but won't find anything. So now it is a 3v5. Looking. Aerial taking a shot. EWZY taking out. I'm K. I'm hoping I said that correctly. Geek. Just right there. The SMG. And the pocket SMG. He's going to find one. Floofs and Geek will take down. We'll each get a kill apiece. Floofs with a 2K here on the round. This pace change from Aspyre, whatever they were talking about in the timeout, seems to have worked as they grabbed their first round on defense. 3-1.
That timeout did seem to work best for them. Just got to make sure they take a second to breathe and understand that no matter what they're doing now, they have to keep this momentum. They got to be able to pass it off to the teams. Trust the person you're with. Looking at how Twitch, Nomad, Capital, Bravo are being brought, they are tuning up a little bit here and there. So I'm thinking that Easy's probably like, hey, I do love the 417. I'll stick with this. I'm getting a lot of utility destroying the Goyos. But when it comes to it, I'll be ready to change to somebody else. Because it doesn't seem like he loves the weapon. It seems like he knows how to use it. He loves DMRs since he brought Dokkaebi before. But I don't think he likes using Twitch. He feels like it's too vulnerable because he just has to sit and wait. That's why Flores got taken out early and he's not being brought back. They've decided it's fine to have it, but it's better to swing and get the kills. But they're now attacking upstairs again. So I'm wondering if they're going to be prepared for this. Looking at how they played this, I think they're planning on playing it a lot more aggressively now. Yeah. So this is how you do an external hold. Yep. Not what you want to see, but looking at it, I don't think they're going to care. They're going to bring the mute, they're going to bring everything, keep people out of their sight. But if you do just go into Christmas, you're going to get just taken out immediately. Go on, Flores.
Peeked into 3 different laser sight lines right there, and just starting up the building. Underagers already at the finish line once again, just in immense pressure, and the castle's already taken some hit, and the castle already took a hit. Like this is what we're talking about. Oh, the Splinter Cell repel here from Aerial, and Aerial through the. Excuse me. the door. Through the window. One tap gets Floofs out. It's a little bit embarrassing on the side of Floofs. Maybe just a little bit too exposed there. Sometimes you just got to pre-fire down main and it works. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I think maybe the other thing is that they are staying by those mute jammers just to see if they can get those drones out. Well, those mute jammers, a lot of utility. I think maybe the swap off to the Twitch wasn't the best idea. And yep, Underagers has entered the building with the Ash and the Flores going off to work here. And Ariel will fall to the UMP 45 of that and stay clear of the blast. No gun, no problem. Let's get that explosive round out. Scary taking down. Go right there and right on the camera. Ikame will take down Scary.
That's why it means to be aggressive, just being able to swing. Gotta be careful with this. There's only a minute left. It's a 3v3 on the round. Some people are damaged. Flores still has a couple destructive parts in his pocket.
Drone.
Then you've also got Ace with his charges. So they've just got to fight it out.
Have not been used. The Selmas have not been used. That is true. That is the final drone down for Flores. So now
gotta be careful with the Nomad as well. Looking at it, 50 seconds left. They just have to crouch in and hopefully try to go for the plant while having long angle. The drone gets taken out. They've got the Wamai and Mute having a long cross. Here we go.
So both the flashbangs. Flashbang one. The red ping's going out there. Flashbang dodged. The other, he's gonna peek and find two, and Lunar gonna get KaysAyn out. A complete and different look here from the side of Aspyre. Almost like I think part of that was also during that timeout they were told to be confident. I will say at the end of that round, I have started to see them go for a little bit more aggressive peaks, and I wonder if at the beginning just the explosiveness that KaysAyn can play with sometimes maybe shook Aspyre a little bit, and maybe that timeout came at the right time to where they were just like, okay, he is just like us. He can be shot. A bullet to the brain will forever stop an operator in their tracks. And as the tutorial says, a headshot kills anything. So I wonder if that was also the thing. I
do believe you're right about that.
Everything. Yeah.
I gotta say though, having KaysAyn taken out early was detrimental to the team. Looking at how Goyo has now had to hopefully bring ball back, I think the fact that they're counterpicking everything they know how they set up, they know how the rotate is, but Aspyre isn't letting that get to them. They're now figuring out, hey, we can win this. We just have to play smarter and safer.
Yeah.
Yes, bring in the Warden.
Bring in the Warden. No, not bring in the Warden, but we will see Hibana, Nomad, Ram, Doki, and Ace on the side of the attackers, and on the side of the defenders, Elo, Wamai, Mute, Castle, and Goyo, and also on the side of the defenders, one Nitro Cell and 6 frag grenades,
impacts.
which I
6 impacts. Gotta have them.
6 impacts.
But
6 impacts. A
more
bunch of breach
careful
charges. Breach charges on the side of the attackers. Some drones to use. Just pre-firing. Ariel's just pre-firing. A lot of pre-fire is going out and around. Just firing on everything. Making sure to check every corner. You don't know if you're gonna get a headshot or not. Right there with the Ram. What I like to call, and what the captain of the team that I cast for calls, Bluetooth destruction. A lot of drones. Bluetooth destruction. And again, if there is ever a kill, there it is. The Ram going to work, chewing up that floor, just checking everything. And if there's a defender phone down, then the logic bomb can come out from Doki, the phone call of death. See?
You do have to be careful though. Looking at how the fact that somebody was a soft phone call comes out, everyone's looking out, but Ella's sitting on a mute jammer. She's safe. Wamai goes and finds one as well to end this phone call immediately. Only Goyo is getting pinged. They will not know about the Ella in the courtroom check. The Kemi sitting on the staircase might have to swing and peek, but if she doesn't drone it, she's not going to know. The problem is, Nomad's got the main door, wide open. So it is swing or be swung. It's 5 minutes left, 5v5. Hatch is now open. That is a big point of contact.
Oh, they see him. They see him.
Hibana gets the pick on the mute.
Catches. Yeah, Hibana just catches the mute's foot. just enough, and he will see that. KaysAayN will also ping. I believe that was the castle sitting behind. No,
Castle
the
hiding
bar.
behind
That was the Goyo.
bar.
Yeah,
Oh, it was
the
Goyo.
Goyo was caught. That was Goyo. First floor bar. Castle's in first floor kitchen cooking right now.
Gotta be careful with this on
again.
the staircase. Gotta swing now.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
Ram gets the beautiful
Aerial.
pick onto mute. Big
And
point
again,
of
just
contention
throwing that
gone.
Aerial taking.
Nomad gets another one as well. Only one person left. 1v5. He can clutch this with a 1v4, but
1v5,
Dokebi goes
and
down.
he-
That's one. He's got to be prepared for the next one, but he cannot get the line of sight onto
Fire.
Nomad. Nomad gets the pick onto him.
Completely stunned too. He was stunned, flashed, like everything. Wow, this KaysAayN has some skill here as Underagers moves to round 7 on defense 4-2. I think the defenders would have Aspyre would have liked to have that 4 and Underagers have that 2, but it is what it is. So we're gonna see Echo, Fenrir, Mira, Castle, and Melusi. Pretty much a pretty standard composition there. We're gonna see a Lion, Gridlock, Grim, Nomad, and Twitch from Aspyre, which again, that is subject to change, as attackers can change.
I've got to ask you, since you've seen how these guys play it out on attack, how do you think they're going to play it on defense? Because bringing the mirror just seems to be an upstairs standard. I have a feeling that they're going to plan this out to use it for the bathroom side, maybe have a nice longer angle, be a bit more aggressive, but...
I would
What do you
assume
think?
I'm thinking maybe that they're gonna play it a little bit more aggressively because that's kind of been their MO. The Underagers playing really aggressively. The Grim and Twitch combo of Aspyre right now, that just kind of screams drone everything. Twitch has been huge in these rounds of destroying different gadgets, and I think it might also come in handy with the Echo drone as well. So a lot of util to use. I think flank's going to be covered for the side of Aspyre. 6 claymores on the side of Aspyre, and 1 nitrocell, and a few observation blockers. So Aspire's going with a more spread out push here, I believe.
I have a feeling that they're planning to set up early and maybe make a bit more trouble for them. Having the castle and be known where he's on Cocktail Lounge, breaching all the walls with the Ash's breach charges, but the Ash is already getting damaged. Just have to be a little bit more careful on the walls. Everyone's now on the roof.
That was also kind of what I saw last round. Is that a lot of pre-fire damage was done. A lot of like 10 damage, 15 damage shots were hit. So that means that they're not at full strength. And the ace will get either caught out by an observation blocker or the Melusi, the Melusi wub, as I call it. In there, ace. Grim.
I gotta say, having Melusi's gadget just ping him constantly, so now they have to be prepared. They've got to go through this castle, but they also have to go through the wall. Regardless, they know where the people are in the back of Cigar Lounge.
He saw one. That was a good shot. The Grim
Twitch shot,
catching one. The Twitch shot, the Grim bees catching one, but it won't matter. The Nomad falls to, I believe that is the Echo takes out Nomad. Yep, Echo takes out Nomad, and now it will be Ace taking out Fenrir. So the Dread Mines are out of the equation here. This is an interesting hold. I think that's an inverted repel. Yeah, that is an inverted repel. And XaayN will take out Echo. So the drones are useless as well.
You're completely right. Looking at how this goes out, 4v3 situation, early game starting. You got to be very careful, though. They know where the mirror is. He's going to have to get the wall back, but he's getting pick damaged.
1 HP! 1 HP! Floofs takes out KaysAayN. And now Ariel will be taken out. No, excuse me. Ariel will take out Geek, and Ariel getting 2. And now that's Diffuser down. That's Case down. Joe will take out Ariel, though. So now it is all up to Scary in a 1v2 scenario. Where both of them are a little worse for the wearer, but it's not going to matter. Floof on that final kill to put down any more resistance. Ash going to work here.
You got to hit the Ash, no headshot hitbox. Always a painful thing to see. But you just got to be a little bit more careful looking at how Ash, Ace, Grim are still being brought. Just kind of proves of how strong they are on this site. Now knowing that they're going to go upstairs again, obviously. It's not going to be that. It's the easiest one to defend, and when you lose it, you got to play it. But what I'm
Yeah.
hoping from them is that Aspyre have learned from this attack, and that they're still going to be able to improve. Because if they get stagnant, they only won by 1 kill. Sorry, they only lost
Well,
by 1
that's
kill.
yeah, they only lost by 1 kill, but that's an interesting strategy here. I saw from Frost shooting the side of that bar to just get as much sightlines as they can. I don't know if having all those sightlines, having those sightlines might be a blessing and a curse on the side of the defenders, as you know, a lot more holes to shoot through. Ariel on the mirror, KaayN back on the castle, and Scary back on the Lucy. Excuse me, I almost said Wamai. And we're gonna see a swap from the defenders. Doki will go to Nomad, and we will see the Ace. Ike will go to Ace from Ace, so staying on Ace. And again, the Twitch and the Grim.
I've got to say, though, seeing that they're planning to bring us out again, I think the Ash is going to have to go through those castles again, just being prepared to destroy them as quickly as possible, hopefully not taking damage this time, either from pre-fires or from the breach charges.
Exactly.
But that Frostmat's going to catch somebody off guard, I hope. 5v5.
Frostmat might. But I also think that Aspyre, even though they do have maybe a little bit of the knowledge to like check the window, because like I've seen that happen in rank too much where they don't check the window and it's just, oh, look at that, I've gotten caught by a Frostmat. Maybe wanting to destroy that won't destroy the window there to get out of there. We'll place down a few claymores here. More claymores. KaayN already getting a run out from KaayN. Opponent detected outdoors. Yeah, KaayN's gonna try to get back in as quickly as he can. Scary's gonna take down Grim and Ash are out. So a quick run out here. Aggressive. They'll play aggressive. How about a run out to start out? Start out for KaayN. I don't think I ever would have expected a run out. But you know,
no, knowing them, they had that
prepped.
Ranked. They had the castle already damaged, just waited for it to get breached so they could just go off the jump out. KaayN knew he was safe. He did not care about any claymores or any traps. But now we get the upside down repel from Twitch, hopefully trying to get the angle on the mirror. I don't get it. Just got to wait for that white stairs run out as well. They know how aggressive this team is. They just have to try and match it in a 3v5 situation. Either they bring it down or they speed it up. It's up to them.
Oh, bring it down. How about speed it up? Lunar taking out KaayN with the DMR there. And now the Twitch back on the shock drone. Back on the shock drone. I believe that's a piece of utility out there, or that was just a piece of wall. Lunar taking a shot there, trading bullets and trading fire, and Lunar will come out on top. Now it is a 2v3 in favor of Aspyre. Aspyre brings it back a little bit, although I should not casters curse them, as it is a real thing. And as I say that, I've been getting a triple kill to bring it back from what was it, a 5v3 to now a 3v none. And again, it is 3-3.
Could have just left Ace on his own, and he's got the gun to do it.
4-4.
Looking at how he'd used that AKs perfectly. The fadeaway, it's painful, but you just gotta love it. You gotta give him props for it. It's beautiful. But you gotta be prepared, though. This is where the teams know what to change. They're talking, they're getting aggressive, so they've got to get sure they don't get tilted. It's a 4v4 now. This is not an attacker-favored map. So this is just showing that these teams do know how to play it. Even if they're playing it rank style, doesn't matter. But
keeping calm under pressure is a huge part of this game as well, and I have seen that multiple times. Maybe I will say maybe the Legion last round maybe rushed it a little bit, and we're going to see again Laura, Finka, and Monty coming out. Finka with the Adrenal Surge, another swap to the Nomad, back to the Nomad, and just keeping Ace. But I think I see if that my eyes don't deceive me, that is a Solus running P90, and we're going to see Vigil. Mayhaps the boss G going to work.
I don't believe that would be the case. From what we know about this team, they're very aggressive. So he needs all the bullets in both primary ARs, is what I'm expecting. But looking at the Monty pick, you gotta be a bit more careful on the attackers though now instead.
Yeah, because the only thing that Underagers have to deal with this Monty, 2 frags, 2 impacts. That's it.
And that's not gonna be enough. I was right. No boss G on the side of Vigil, but you do have to be prepared because now you've got the Finka boost. Being prepared to stop him and shut him down early.
Yeah, and that LMG. Ace takes a bit of a shot as he throws out his Selmas. Find much of anything else though. The shot is out there, and that's Capitao down. Ariel takes out Capital. Castle takes out Capital. UMP 45 going to work. Legion Mine out there. The goo.
You have to be careful looking at how this Castle's just been aggressive. The nade comes out. The Legion's luckily able to back off. Looking at how this
Adrenal
Monty's just
surge
able to walk
used.
in the aggression. But it does not matter. The Legion gets the pick on the repel. But there's another one down. Legion gets a swing. Castle gets the repicked as well. It's a 4v1. Little gets taken down. No flawless anymore in a 1v1. Come on, Nomad versus the Castle. The Castle's going to keep quick leaning and hopefully trying to go for this kill. If not, he's going to go down. He knows where the enemies are, but he has to just whack off. He does not have the HP to take this gunfight. In a 1v4 with hopefully a
he will have that one.
Oh, Solus is still tagged, but gets away luckily. They know where she is. They know they have diffuser, so it's up to them to decide how they want to play this. They can take it slow. Minute and a half left. Nomad's just going to have to wait, and hopefully they get aggressive and run out. I don't think that's going to happen on the team side of Aspyre.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen, unfortunately. But again, just the gunfights, the constant trades, just as many bullets as possible going out. Just again, Legion using his util again, locking down the site even more. A comedy of errors would have to happen on the side of Underagers if Aspyre will clutch this out. But
I think they're going to use it as a time to talk out, timeout. Not an official timeout, just using the time to chat. Make sure, but there is going to be a run out from the side of Bakery Door, I'm pretty sure, in a second. They're all just waiting, hopefully waiting for him to peak.
And Nomad will maybe sense it, an internal clock goes off. The Solus right there with the P90. No, that's the Castle.
Solus is waiting with the
Solus trying to run out.
Hopefully going to swing.
Yep.
There's the pick.
Ariel, I think it's for that round, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't believe you're wrong. No, it's 3 because the Castle and the Legion did most of the work in that round, I gotta say at the start. Looking at how this team has played it out, it's showing that that is the defensive round that they get. But Underagers are gonna have to keep working it up, keep making this motivation, because now they can't go to the top floors, so they decided, oh, we're gonna go Fireplace. They don't know how to attack it yet, they don't know how to defend it. So let's see how their playstyle works out. I'm hoping the Frost, Goyo, Castle, and Lucy work out best for them.
Yeah, obviously, again, just locking down as much as they can. But we're going to see a Deimos and Doki here. Deimos, Doki, Grim. A lot of, hey, let's find out where they are. And we're going to see a swap off the Doki to the Buck here. The Skeleton Key going to doing some work as well. The Nomad and Striker, I don't think that's either Sentry or Striker. Whatever it is, it will always and forever be Recruit in my mind.
The answer to your question is attacker is Striker, defender is Sentry. That is an attacker named Striker, and he is going to do some work as the last 2 recruits standing after the horrible fall that was the destruction of Hereford.
Honestly, like, all I'm going to say is that the best thing that Ubisoft could do in an update is bring back 5-man recruit shield rusher. Like, let's be honest. Everybody wants it.
I do believe you're right, but not in this game mode for now. We just have to be careful about the Twitch not being brought. Instead, we get the Lion with the 417. So I do feel like, Geek likes the gun,
Lion.
But they're here with a different strat. They're here to shut down the opponents and roamers and maybe take site early. But they've just got to be careful.
Again, a lot of information possibly going to be got. And now I think they're going to swap out who has the diffuser, as well as I did see Aspyre drop the diffuser. Yeah, they're going to swap the diffuser around to Striker. So Grim on the inverted repel, doing as much as he can, firing in there just to get out, just to open that window. And a lot of preliminary droning being done here.
This is where I'm concerned now, looking at how these guys are setting up. Grim is ready to open the hatch, but there's 2 minutes left. 1 minute was already wasted from the start of the round. They know they have to drop. There's still people upstairs. If they don't clear it out, it's going to be a problem for later if they try to plant. So this is where they have to attack. Or he's going to try and hopefully get the upside down pick onto this meteor castle.
Maybe, but no, he will. He's going to know, but he'll
just
follow
have to pop and see if he can get the ping. Hopefully, yes, he
will.
does.
He will get 2 pings there. That is a huge ping. And again, there also was a Lion scan used at the same time. So it's either you get scanned by the Grim, or you get pinged by the Lion, and Scary's gonna take the fight with Nomad. Wamai is down, and the castle will also get pinged. So Kason also pinged, and again, as he tries to go in, Ariel takes down Ike, and Geek was down, brought back up, and Ariel will be taken out by Geek from the grave, 20 HP and a dream to his name. Won't find anything else. He gets down by the frost mat. Excuse me, and Ariel finally puts that to
You do
bed.
have to be very careful looking at how this guy is
We'll also
working out.
see
Buck goes in for the
Buck
swing,
take
gets
one
the
down.
key early pick. Seeing that Goyo's the last man standing in a 1v3 situation, having Castle be down, no HP left. This is looking like it's for the side of the Aspyres. You will have to give us 2 seconds. No, looking at how this is going to work out, I do believe we might have a technical pause for a couple seconds. Luckily, I can tell you how the match ended. Goyo was able to swing, but wasn't able to get the kill. He killed the striker and got downed. We're going to carry on with round 4. It's now 5v5 to Aspyre. Underagers just hopefully trying to hold the point. Bring Striker, Nomad, Grim, Lion. Having Mute, Castle, Mira, Goyo, and Echo being brought.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can. Working out. Just going to draw a jammer. Attackers have located a bomb.
Looking how the stream is going, what do you think? Looking how this beautiful match has continued, we now have a 5v5 setup with Striker being brought out on the side of the attack, trying to go for the early wallbang down at the bottom of White Stairs. Looking at Echo, Goyo, Mira, Castle, and Mute being brought on the side of the defenders.
Drop the diffuser. Reloading, cover me. Attackers have recovered their diffuser. Reloading.
Reloading, cover me. Drop the bomb diffuser.
Yeah, things are weird.
And welcome back, everyone. Sorry about that delay. Just, minor hiccups here and there, growing pains, as you know. It just, Discord wanted to crash, something's happened, but we're fine. I've got my teammate MagicNinja again.
We're
So,
back, yes.
6-5 Underagers was able to get it.
Before the pause happened, Aspyre, maybe we're going to see a little bit of fight from Aspyre. So if Aspyre wins this next round, that means it will be an overtime, where we will see it will be 6-6. They will play one round, and then if it goes 7-7, that means it's overtime match point. At that point, it's whoever wins next gets the...
Actually, I believe it's best of 2, so whoever wins the next 2 rounds wins it.
Yeah.
But we will have to be careful. Looking at how Underagers do not like going the distance, I have a feeling that they want to end this early.
They do want to end
Hopefully we
this
get to see
as
some
quick as
interesting
possible.
plays, because from what I can see already, that castle is just ready to bring something strange and weird and fantasy-like.
Yeah,
didn't
obviously,
drone
again,
it.
that castle. They did not drone it. That castle might be able to cause a little bit of havoc, perhaps. Also, at the same time, yeah, just the Monty as well on the side of the attackers. So
Just going to be very careful with the Monty and now the castle barricade not going down to the grenade. That's a big bit of utility going off and not being much use for it. But it does not matter. They know where everyone is. They're droning out as much as they can. Cloakroom. Everyone's being prepared for that bakery push. Is this going to be the play, trying to attack the bakery, or should they rotate? That's the question they have to ask. They've used the smoke. They know the Legion's there.
they might hear.
Just could wait.
Yeah, checking that Legion mine, pinging that on the map. Again, communication is key. I think they're just going to stick with this. They will stick with this, throwing out the Nomad air jabs. Bouncy castles.
You talk about bouncy castles, but I think this castle's ready to get aggressive. Already putting pot shots downrange.
Yeah.
Being prepared. And the Monty's
Adrenal
now walking
surge
up onto
right
the
there.
Legion.
The Adrenal Surge. He sees the Legion, and Ariel's gonna be taken down by the Nomad. Just ring around the rosy. A little bit of that. We'll get KaysAyn will fall though. Gonna ring around the rosy.
This
And
goes down.
again,
Monty loses half his health. Frost getting a lovely pick.
we had
That
detected
is
outdoors as
Thinker
well.
gone. Looking at how this match is going out, he's got a little sneak behind from Capital. Got to be prepared for this last minute. A 1v4 situation.
Double kill there, and Aspyre will bring it back 6-6. This is a crazy match. Again, it has been body blow after body blow after body blow, and that Capital does do some work there on the flank.
Yeah, I completely agree. Looking at how this match has gone, I'm being prepared looking at this. You've got Echo, Goyo, Castle, and Mute on the final rounds, overtime, but not match point. Be prepared for this. This is where Monty, Capital, Ace, and Grim and Finka are going to have to rise to the occasion. It saved them downstairs once, but this is back to the middle floors. If they don't drone heavy enough, they're not going to know how to save it. And that Goyo burns, if it's wasted or, like, as you thought, it's going to be used very late, it's going to become a big problem. I'm hoping that they understand to bring a Twitch or something to destroy it, but I think they're just going to save it for the frag grenades on Finka. But no, I was wrong. They switched Finka immediately to Dokebi, having Ace and Gridlock being brought.
And like you said, the Twitch will be there as well. Twitch Capital swapping to Twitch here. Well,
10 seconds to go. 5 seconds left before insertion.
okay. And with that,
Attacker's objective is
6-6 overtime. Starting here.
I do wonder if we're going to have to be prepared for this. Looking at how the Ash is now being brought, I think they're just planning to be aggressive, get into site quickly, wipe out as much as upstairs control as they can. Or upstairs, one off. So early picks is the plan here to go for, I'm pretty sure. But we do have to be careful, knowing that the only trap operator is Goyer on this, always the Echo on the board. If he can stay alive long enough, he can hopefully use his drone. If not, he can use it for intel. But the red stairs hatch drop maybe might be the play. Having Capital be prepared for any runouts as well.
Exactly, the runouts with the Claymores, just placing them down at every single nook and cranny to check the flanks as well. If I'm not mistaken, after this round, is there a swap? Is there a side swap after
There
this
is a
round?
side swap. Don't worry, it's okay. You can ask your questions, I'm here to fill.
I know.
You just got to be a wee bit careful now because
The
this is
gridlock.
actually going to be harder for them to attack than it would be for them to attack downstairs. Looking at how the gridlocks has to wait and plan for maybe a rotate.
Yeah,
That train, no
he's
one's in the
checking
train.
everything.
She's got to go back and check again. There's 5v5
Exactly.
left.
Opponent detected
More than a
outdoors.
minute
The
left.
Goyo. Yeah. Goyo did try to run out there. You're right. More than a minute left. Passing a minute and 40 on the clock as well. Oh, Ash. Ash firing some bot shots, getting down there. Now, Ash doing her job as a roamer. Gridlock, and suddenly Aspyre starts to flood the site. Kayson's going to get the party started there and will be traded out by Lunar. And now, Ariel's going to get taken down by the Gridlock as well. So that's 2 down, 3-4, 3v4 on the side of Fire. Advantage. Peak.
Ash
Was
is,
in a
Graham's
gunfight.
just hoping the mute can bait him out. But Ash is holding the site door, but gets swung by the Goyo, gets taken out. While another one goes down to the Echo as well. So now it's a 3v2 situation. The last two, one's upstairs, one's outside. The Fuser's now stuck upstairs. They have to go for it, or they're gonna get picked early. Gotta be prepared. Luckily, those Grim can clear out big pieces of site.
Recovered the bomb diffuser.
But there we go. Aspyre got the diffuser back in a 3v2 situation with Goyo
Gridlock.
still on the doors, so they can't just swing into sight. But are they going to know that? I'll pass it
gonna
on to
know
you for the
that?
last 30.
That they might know here. The Goyo out and burnt here. A few pot shots through the wall will tag the mute, but nothing else. And this Echo drone can deny plant, and I think that might be what they are waiting for. Yeah, the Echo is on his drone, and Scary's going to take down Ike through the ceiling. He has to watch this. He has to watch for it, but he will not check the corner. And Easy takes the final one out on Aspyre. 7-6 Underagers.
Underagers put themselves back into the lead, being prepared. Luckily for them, they are now on attack. Hopefully, Aspyre can defend themselves on this. But as we know with Aspire's defense, it's always a bit rocky upstairs. Bringing Mute, Aruni, Mira, Castle, and Wamai, they're planning to hopefully close out as much as Cocktail Lounge as they can. And Noah Sami is probably being switched with Castle in this case. Looking at how they're playing this out,
Attackers need to locate and defuse
I'm
the
wondering
bombs as they
if it's going to be anything special. Are we going to see any interesting plays from the attackers? Or are we going to see anything secret pocket picks from the defenders? Most
Maybe.
likely not.
Maybe, I don't know. Underagers, we have made some pretty interesting predictions here in the booth, and then Underagers has gone and completely 180'd everything that we have said. So, at this point, I expect everything to be on the table.
I do believe you're right, looking at how their playing style has been.
10 seconds
They're
to insertion.
using that youth, they're using that reaction time that they have to just try and swing for everything. Using their big brains, not so much, but being able to slow down as much as they can for the opponents. You know, just gotta have to give them a bone. 7-6 is not what you want, especially for the ending where they're on attack. But hopefully that Ash can bring them victory, or the Brava can hopefully hack the arena gates.
Yeah,
This
so
is where
that,
it's all
I
gonna
think
have to
that
come.
that was a pick that we saw, a swap off that we saw before the round started. So maybe a counter pick there. The Zofia as well. Zofia there as well there. The breach charge being used, spent. Hatches being opened up. And this is also where I wonder. Yes, Underagers is young. They have the reaction times. But does Aspyre maybe have a little bit more of that knowledge to where maybe they have done longer matches? Maybe they've gone all the way. And they have a little bit more of the stamina, maybe.
I do believe you're right. Having the stamina is going to be a big point in this. But also, I think it's going to be the resilience. Who wants it more is the question.
Mm-hmm.
Having the Zofia repelled on the windows using her gadget to hopefully tag them in and hopefully destroy it. But then also making sure everyone just drops into red, goes to the plant. They don't have time. It's a minute 40 left. That castle's been barricaded off. If they had a Monty right now, they could hopefully go in and just walk for a turtle plant under New Balk, but that's not going to be the case. They're going to have to destroy as much as they can. Just being prepared for this fight. Ace is still able to charge his left, so he can destroy that, but everyone needs to get in a position.
I think that, again, the
Ooh.
position. Oh, that's a double kill with the C4 there. That was huge. That was a huge pick there. And gonna take the mirror is gonna go to work, take down 1. Now it is a 5-2. Suddenly a well sought out plan maybe stalled a little bit, and I have noticed that over these rounds. Anytime Underagers stalls, they tend to kind of lose the rounds. And I think that's what was working. The tempo was working, and then when Aspyre just did the tempo, Underagers is trying to slow it down again and speed it up. And Aspyre is ready for that. And Floof's gonna take down the Brava. It is now Ariel in a 1v5, and he gets this started 1v4. It would have to be an ace here. Final.
It'll have to be an ace in a 1v4 situation. He's done enough damage as well. The name has to be shown. He's going to have to swing this mirror and get the kill. Got to bait as much. He's only got 24 seconds left. You have the castle on washrooms, but it's not enough with your Rooney getting the long angle on the door, taking off the ace.
Oh, that's a pixel peek. That's a nice pixel there too as well. Pixel angle.
That now tightens it up. Aspyre back on the attack. That is not what you want, but hopefully they can make the best of it now. Underagers have to go downstairs and hopefully lock it out. This is where we're going to have to hopefully see some interesting plays. They're going to have to change the plan because every time it's let's walk through this door. This time, I'm hoping with the Ram, they're thinking we're going to go upstairs. Habana, exactly. Go upstairs, get the hatch, cause much havoc upstairs, and maybe get some nice early picks before they try to go for the execute. They were always prepared for it last time, but they always slowed it down so much. Looking at these teams, I am wondering if they're going to have to play it out in a different way. Because they're still looking as if they're going to play it, all right, we're sitting bakery, be prepared, that's how they like to push. And we just fight it out. If that wall stays soft and they open it, it could be their downfall in the end with a Ram on the board. But they don't care. They're switching out the Habana for the Deimos and the Buck. So yes, we're planning to go upstairs, shoot down, and cause as much havoc as they can.
Yeah, like we've seen before, those angles upstairs have, just those top-down angles have gotten them killed. The Monty kill on the leg. Sometimes in Siege, it's the smallest of angles that can make all the difference. And that's the experience of Aspyre showing and the youth of Underagers. You're clashing in a 7-7 overtime match point thriller.
You got to be thrilled by looking at this match, just watching how they play it out. Having the Buck, and hopefully thinking he's going to try and push upstairs to the top floor. But the Deimos is already on the roof, does not care. Yes, they're going to take upstairs as quickly as they can. I am wondering about two things. Having the Deimos being brought out, how much do you know about Deimos?
I know a lot about it. The tracker, basically, he is another version of Jackal, except it's a constant ping, and it shows where you are as well. So, and again, bringing that revolver, pretty much a mainstay. If you ever play Deimos, that revolver, very much a big part of his kit. But he's playing against a mute. So much like the logic bomb, all you have to do is just step into the mute jammer and his ping is destroyed. So there will be a red ping out, and I think that they caught one. That revolver is pretty much his weapon ever since the trailer, just that revolver.
Yep, the revolver is his gun. You are completely correct. But here's a couple of other classes to tell you about it. It's fantastic for the meta of we're going to clear out upstairs, and then we're going to shoot you through the floor. Regardless of how it is, because yes, they can see you back, but it's a little bit time delayed or a little bit of a different ping for them when they're trying to hunt you as Deimos. Luckily enough, he's using his calls. He's using his tracks to make sure to give out calls. Anytime he uses his gadget, it's switched to the pistol as well. So just being prepared for, all right, Box, hopefully trying to get the angle, clear as much as sight. They know where Mute is. Mute's on site. They know where Warden is. It's just being better to know where everyone is. That's the best use of the utility.
Yeah, but again, communication huge here as we go down to 1 minute. Now, I actually this might be a 5v6 here for Aspyre, as time is also not on the side. Castle being targeted by Deimos here as well. Pistol out, seeing the Castle, just pinging it, not going for maybe as many aggressive swings, but Aspyre does locate the bomb sites. Again, it's just the hunting, the tracking, AK in his hands. 2-1-0. Has to reload. The Castle almost there. And 30 seconds remains in this round.
looking how they played out, lovely swing on the Warden. Warden goes down. Castle's on half health after being Deimos tracked. He cannot get to Mujao in time. He is hidden around that corner. Deimos knows where he is, but he's looking for other people as well. Hopefully he can get the pick, but there's only got 15 seconds left, so they just have to swing, get the kill. But the C4 goes down, downing one of them as well. Deimos going for the gunfight, getting another one downed. Oh, save the Castle. No, Castle did go down. Legion going for as much as swing as he can. There's a 2v1 going down to 2v1 while the diffuser is going down by the Ram. He cannot stop. Hubert comes back to the swing, but the Flores gets the kill.
Aspyre. Dude, the last 10 seconds is always a scramble in Rainbow Six Siege. A absolute brawl on point, a hard-fought victory for Aspyre. 8-7. That's, wow. Just, I just have no words. GG is the only thing that I can say. Body blow after body blow after body blow. And Aspyre lands the knockout punch there. I think at the end of the day, like we said, it might have been experience versus the young, like the young raw talent of Underagers and Aspyres. But at the same time, we saw there at the end in that final brawl on point, when it was just kill after kill after kill after kill, Aspyre kept their cool, and I think that's what ultimately did Underagers in. I saw the last player on Underagers didn't exactly check all of his corners, so he peeked right in to the ACOG as well. Which again, if you're holding an angle with an ACOG,
okay, but how did you think about the fact that even though this was their first match today, they were so aggressive at the start? Didn't work out best for them in the long run. Underagers were, yes, they had the gunfight skill. Yes, they had the energy. But as I said before, it came down to the rough and tumble already. The last couple seconds, them not being able to wait, being aggressive. But it worked out well for them. So
it did.
I'm going to say we're going to go into the next break. We'll bring you guys the next match.